Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we will discuss spatial summation and temporal summation. So first the spatial summation. Excitation of a single presynaptic terminal nerve excite the postsynaptic neuron. We know that a neuron has a body dendroids. Every neuron has a single axon, and this axon has terminal branches, and these terminal branches make synapse with the postsynaptic neuron. When a single terminal is excited, suppose here a single terminal is excited, so this single terminal actually produce 0.5 to 1 millivolt of excitatory presynaptic potential. This action potential is sufficient to produce action potential in the postsynaptic neuron, because we need 10 to 20 millivolt of strength for excitation of postsynaptic neuron. So we need multiple presynaptic terminals or presynaptic neuron to stimulate the postsynaptic neuron. A single terminal cannot stimulate. A stimulation can occur, but action potential cannot occur in the postsynaptic neuron. When many presynaptic terminals are stimulated, here you can see that this neuron has many presynaptic terminals. When they are stimulated at the same time, their effects are summated. Summated means they are added together until neuronal excitation does occur. When the presynaptic excitation of these neuronal terminals are added together, so the presynaptic voltage or stimulation is to produce action potential in the postsynaptic neuron. Here in this graph you can see that initially 4 neurons are stimulated, and these 4 terminal neurons create a potential which is not enough to create postsynaptic potential, and by other instant 8 neurons are stimulated and the firing rate is still less than the level of action potential, and when 16 neurons are stimulated at the same time, it produces sufficient postsynaptic potential which activates the postsynaptic neuron. So when this summation, when this effect of summing simultaneous postsynaptic potential by activating multiple terminals on widely spaced area of the neuronal membrane, this excitation is summated together on wide area of the neuron, it causes postsynaptic action potential or excitatory action potential. So this summation postsynaptic neuron potential is called spatial summation. In other words, we can also describe the spatial summation take place when multiple synaptic neurons combine to release neurotransmitter. In the first 2 slides we discussed that a single neuron has multiple terminals, and when multiple terminals of single neurons are activated, they can produce postsynaptic action potential. And in other events, in other situations, when multiple neurons are activated at the same time and they release their neurotransmitter like acetylcholine that exceed the threshold of the postsynaptic neuron. For example, if we have neuron A and neuron B, and when they are stimulated individually, so their individual effect cannot produce sufficient neurotransmitter which can elicit postsynaptic action potential. However, when the quantity are combined, the quantity of neuron A, quantity of neurotransmitter of neuron A and B are combined together, the result might exceed the threshold of engendering an action potential. When the neurotransmitter released by neuron A and neuron B, when they are added together, they will produce sufficient quantity of neurotransmitter which will produce the action potential in postsynaptic neuron or the muscle fiber. As the distance between the dendrite input and the axon helix decrease, the chances of firing of an action potential increase in the postsynaptic cell. Here you can see we have types of summation. This is the septal summation, and here is the summation of one presynaptic neuron, which is a type of temporal summation. In spatial summation, when multiple neurons are activated, neuron A, neuron B and neuron C, when they are activated and their postsynaptic potential is added together, it can produce action potential in the postsynaptic neuron. Another condition is that if the presynaptic neuron terminate near the axon terminal, so it can produce action potential in the postsynaptic neuron easily, because the axon helix is the most excitable portion of the neuron, and when it is excited it can be easily depolarized and produce action potential. Now temporal summation, transmitting signal of increased strength is by increasing the frequency of nerve impulse in each fiber, which is called temporal summation. Suppose we have this one fiber, and this one fiber is making synapse with the postsynaptic neuron. This is a single neuron and making synapse with a single postsynaptic neuron. If the duration of stimulation between each stimulus is increased, the neuron may not produce postsynaptic action potential. But if we reduce the duration of stimulation and increase the strength of stimulation, it will produce postsynaptic action potential. So this is called temporal summation. So this is a neuron and we are stimulating it slowly. This stimulus, this is a stimulus, this is a stimulus, and there is increased duration between the stimuli, so it will not cause postsynaptic potential. But when we reduce time and stimulate this single neuron repeatedly and increase the strength of stimulation, so it will cause action potential in the postsynaptic neuron, and this type of stimulation is temporal summation.